Hey there guys, it's Joey. So I thought we'd have a fun little witchy haul video just to intersperse with the more serious videos. And this is going to be a lot of hauls from nature. So wild crafting and things that are completely free for the most part, as well as some crystals and other witchy bits and pieces. And yeah, we're going to talk about the aspects of each, because as always there is, you know, some negativity sometimes put on these sorts of videos, and we don't want any of that. So let's do the nature stuff first, because that's beautiful. So first and foremost, I was gifted this beautiful yew branch, and everything wildcrafted, unless it's come from my garden, is found. It's not cut down or anything. And this is, as I said, yew branch. Now, yew is used in the Ogham for death and rebirth, and the everlasting, and I will read a little bit from this book just to give a point of reference. Renewing spiritual strength, your life is given fresh vigour, finding the wisdom that was always there but you may have forgotten it or ignored it. What was, is and will always be. Which is nice, and I love you. I love you! So this was fantastic, and this was found from around the village. So there is that. Oh, and then there's a little bit more that's just fallen off. And then there were these three branches. These two are hawthorn and this one is birch. I actually rescued these out of, my neighbours had cut down a load of the trees and things and put them in the green recycling bin, and it was overflowing. So I actually rescued those three. I also rescued some little flowers which I believe are morning glory, and I've got them here in one of these. 1 second, if I can find them. Is it this one? Oh no, this was the cornflowers, which have not dried out very well at all. I really need to get a dehydrator. And they must still be drying in the book. Okay, never mind. They must be still drying in the book, but I got some morning glory from the garden. And these are beautiful lengths, so I shall be doing something with these soon. And birch is for new beginnings and purification, cleansing. And additionally, when I was coming back from the post office yesterday or day before, there was a piece of bark from one of the birch trees just laying there, and it's thin like paper. And birch has been following me around. It has turned up in meditations, and it has an incredible energy, incredible spiritual goddess energy. And then I took some, I believe these are Dorset Heath flowers, which is a kind of heather from the garden, and they're drying out. They are quite bell-shaped. They've dried out quite nicely. And then from the garden, I've forgotten if these are chamomile or is the other one feverfew. I think it might be the other one. I can't remember the correct name, and that's my brain going. So there was those as well. Oh, and then some yellow wood sorrel from the garden, which are drying. It's lovely. I was looking up some of the meanings for yellow wood sorrel. Healing, health, spiritual healing, affection, joy, Venus, and they were actually harvested on a Friday, which wasn't intentional, but it worked really well. And then today, as I was coming back from the post office, a pigeon flew off the archway and fell off. So we've got a little bit of late blooming wisteria, which is nice. So that's going to be dried out soon, but I thought I would bring it into the video. So all of those things are from nature, and when I harvest from the garden, unless they've sort of fallen or whatever, I tend to connect to the energy of the plant and say thank you and say a little bit and thank it for its offering, that sort of thing. I think that's kind of important to develop a relationship with the plants that you're growing. And although I can't grow anything specifically because it's not my garden, I can still give thanks for that. And then the rest of these bits and pieces are from witchy shops and things over the last week and a half. And I'm going to talk a little bit here, I think, about why I share and some of the stuff that I've seen, and I really don't like it when and I'm very cautious about it with my Can't Witch Without series, because somewhere along the line there's become this fad of judging people for their haul videos or what they spend their money on, or this, that and the other, and if they buy their items and share their items. Well, everything I buy for my path specifically. I'm not buying things for no reason, and we will talk about each reason behind each thing. But additionally, I enjoy very much supporting any pagan style shops that I think really bring something to my path, the community, the physical presence of pagan shops. So let's put for example, I got the second crystal Bible, and this is one of the things I picked up from my local holistic place in the next town over. They've had a lot of trouble in the next town over because there is quite a Christian presence on the ruling council that is in charge of shops and things, and so they get a lot of hassle because obviously they sell crystals and holistic healing and things like that. So for me to support them and in their endeavours to have a shop, have a presence and make a living and things, is just something which seems natural to me. And then for sharing it, and then people who might live nearby come and ask me and I can direct them to it, then that to me is just building a community in the time of which we live. You know, I don't want them to go out of business. They're lovely ladies in there. They provide a lot of people with healing and help, and they're always really friendly and talk about this, that and the other with things. And you can get hold of things in there, like I can get hold of certain crystals which I can't find in other places. So obviously the Crystal Bible Volume 2 is me replacing my lost Crystal Bibles. My mother sold some of my books, including the Crystal Bibles, and because of that I've had to slowly over time replace them. And I do enjoy the Crystal Bibles very, very much. I think they are helpful, they're good for points of reference. I'm going to hopefully get the third one while there's still a free crystal on the front of each. So I highly recommend the Crystal Bibles if you're starting to work with crystals. And that's something that I'm doing on my own currently. I may or may not look at courses and things in the future. But for the time being, I enjoy very much working with crystals of all kinds, and I crystal grid a lot. I create circles out of crystals and sort of sit in the middle. I create spell work with crystals. I carry crystals. I don't tend to wear them as much because I'm a bit fussy with my jewellery. I do have 3 sort of points of crystal, well, one's a tube actually, and 2 points. Both of those were gifted from someone very dear, and the turquoise I bought myself. I don't actually wear them around my neck though, because I have this thing where I can't wear necklaces very often or things because it just makes me feel ill. Don't know what's going on there, hung in a previous life or something maybe. But I actually have to attach that to my bra strap and wear it across. So I don't tend to wear a lot of crystals and things, but I do try and carry them with me and work with their energies and discover them. So for me, having a few of each crystal is often quite important, especially if you want to grid with them. Tumble stones don't tend to be very expensive. The larger pieces can be more expensive depending on where you get them from. The larger pieces tend to be, say, generator pieces that go in the middle. But crystals and things really have changed my life, and they help with me with everything, and I'm constantly learning, constantly growing, constantly using them, and my partner has just started using them. The large smoky quartz double point has adopted him. She says through gritted teeth. It prefers him, and he actually could feel the energy from it, and he's never felt energy from it before, and it's a crystal before, and it's helping him with dealing with stuff he's going through. And to me, therefore, the purchase of crystals and things isn't, oh, buying loads of shit for the sake of it. It's life-changing. So, you know. So the crystal Bibles are great for helping you understand things. And I got a few crystals this week from various different places. So I got some carnelian and some snowflake obsidians. Right, yep. From the local farm shop, actually. We have a local farm shop. It's not within walking distance, it's within driving distance, but we try and go there a couple of times a month, two or three times a month maybe at most. And they have a cafe, and then they have the farm shop, and the farm shop provides like local produce and locally made things like honey and locally made wine and beverages and things of all sorts. And that to me is supporting that sort of place, that sort of shop. You know, they have locally grown things, and they also sell a few crystals, and the crystals are $1.99 for 4, including a little bag, which I don't know why I've put the little bags for those, because I've started using different ones. So $1.99 for 4, including a bag, is pretty good price-wise. And the carnelians this time round were beautiful. I mean, you see how dark they are on some of them are. They have a lovely, lovely little energy going on. Carnelian is a stabilizing stone with a high energy, excellent for restoring vitality, motivation, and for stimulating creativity. It is useful for dramatic pursuits and cleanses other stones. Psychologically, it imparts an acceptance of the cycles of life and death and removes fear of death. In ancient times, it was used to protect the dead on their journey to the afterlife. It gives courage, promotes a positive life choice, dispelling apathy, and motivates for success in business and other matters. Useful for overcoming abuse of any kind, helps you to trust yourself and your perceptions, Improves analytic abilities and clarifies perception. Sharpens concentration and dispels mental lethargy. Powerful protector against envy, rage, resentment, yours or other people's. Calms and banishes emotional negativity, replacing it with love of life. And additionally, for like my energies with it, it's associated with Virgo. So that it can be really great for Virgos in helping them balance their analytical mind with their heart and things. But for me as well, it's very much connected with Kitsune energy or Fox Totem energy as well. And I'm going to pause the video a second while I go grab the meanings for a snowflake obsidian. I know them generally, but I want a point of reference. Okay, so snowflake obsidian has the same properties as normal obsidian, but additionally it calms and soothes, putting you in the right frame of mind to be receptive before bringing to your attention ingrained patterns of behaviour. It helps you to value mistakes as well as success. A stone of purity, providing balance for body, mind and spirit, helps you recognise and release wrong thinking and stressful mental patterns. It promotes dispassion and inner centering. With the aid of snowflake obsidian, isolation and loneliness become empowering, aiding surrender in meditation. So it has the protective elements like obsidian does, as well as having those bringing up your negative behaviours, but it can be a little bit softer than black obsidian. For me, it also has elements of the balance because of the black and white in it, so it has the yin-yang, male-female type of balance, helping you balance your life. So with this week's theme of protection and things, I really wanted a little bit more carnelian, possibly for gridding with. I'm sort of mulling around which ones I'm going to grid with this week. As well as supporting my local veggie shop. Okay, so then I went to the holistic place, as I mentioned, and I have, right, okay, I was just wondering where the carnelian went. Or is it better to do Pagan Dreams first? Let's do Pagan Dreams first. From Pagan Dreams, actually no, that's not better, is it? Sorry, right, start again. From Hobbycraft, they've got a majorly big sale on at the minute, that everything is really reduced, and I got a pack of these little bags, and they've got little red hearts on to keep crystals in, and that's just helping me keep them organised and things. So there was that. Okay, let's go with the holistic shop. So I went to the holistic shop and I got a white candle, which I've already put away, which is multiple use, and I got 2 more packets of the Ganesha's Luck incense. This is really gorgeous. It's honey and jasmine, but it's light and refreshing and beautiful, and I love it. I think it's incredible. So I bought 2 more of those this week. I highly recommend that one if you haven't tried the Ganesha's Luck. Oh, and I got a couple of gold candles. Great for solar energies, things of that nature. And then are we all crystals? I believe we are, yep. And then I got 3. Right, let's see if I can even say this right, because I hate having to pronounce these. Tourmalinated quartz. Combines the energies of quartz and tourmaline. An effective grounding stone, it strengthens the body's energetic field against external invasion, releases tensions at any level, harmonizes polarities, turning negative thoughts into positive ones, alienates self-sabotage. I had one of these and I kept meaning to get 3 more for gridding purposes. So I enjoy very much using tourmaline for protection and grounding. I think it's an absolutely fantastic crystal for that. And I've enjoyed very much using quartz in the crystal grids for the amplification. They cleanse and they amplify everything around them. And I really wanted to try these within a crystal grid context for grounding and protecting. So that was those 3. The crystal that came with the crystal Bible, because right now they've got little crystals on the front and they're kind of rarer ones, but they're quite small. So this is tiny, but isn't that tiny? Isn't it precious? This is Bustamite, which had me rolling when I first read it. It has a deep connection to the earth, healing, repairing and realigning the meridians of the Earth's etheric body. For you, it helps you to stand back from disharmonious experiences while remaining physically present. So that's cute. That was the free one with the crystal Bible. And these are unusual and pretty and different. These are lovely. Aren't they nice? These are pyrolusite. They have the ability to transform and restructure energies, repelling negative energy and dispelling psychic interference from any source. Strengthens the aura in the process, which is something we've been talking about on the protective side of things. Can prevent undue mental influences from someone with a strong mind, dissolves emotional manipulation, and provides a barrier for the attentions of those inhabitants or lower astral worlds, promotes confidence, optimism, determination, gets to the bottom of problems and offers a means of transformation. It can give support during deep emotional healing, including past life or body work. Helps transmute negative expectations into positive ones. So these I haven't tried working with in the past, and that's another reason I do enjoy getting new crystals. Quite frequently when I buy crystals, I pick them on intuition, and I will then go through the crystals when I get home, and I will note down the theme. And the theme often ties into the energies that I am utilising that week. So this week has been about protection, so there has been a lot of protecting against outside influences this week, and these are no exception. Quite frequently with crystals, they have a purpose for me. So this is another reason of sharing these things. And I don't really talk about some of the reasons that I buy crystals. Sometimes I buy them for other people in mind. So for my dear friend Sharon, I went weeks and weeks ago because I wanted to get her some sunstone, and I just had to do it, and I had it in my head, I must buy her some sunstone, I must send her some, and that was, you know, a gift for someone else, and I enjoy doing that, especially when it's someone so dear to me. Excuse me. So that's another reason, like quite frequently the crystals have a purpose. Sometimes though I just want to try new ones to see if they will really work for me. And how else are you going to try them? They were relatively inexpensive, which was nice. And then I got a beautiful pale iolite. This is more of a palm piece to hold, and iolite is for inner knowledge, shamanic ceremonies and clearing thought forms. You can use them for treating addictions and things as well, overcoming them, but for me I really wanted it for the clearing the thought form element this week for that tying in with the protection energies that we're running through this week. So that was that, and I think we're almost done. We are. So we're going to now talk about my new best friend. My new best friend is Labradorite. So, first and foremost, I ordered 4 Labradorite from Pagan Dreams as part of, I was stocking up on stuff to craft with. So I ordered 4, and I was a little bit hesitant because in the past, when I've ordered crystals from online, you can't really see quite frequently, you can be disappointed. But I wanted slightly bigger ones because the ones from the Holistic Place, whilst absolutely stunning, I'll show you them, are all this size. Please focus. I mean, these are stunning, but they're not very big. So these were large, I think. They had medium, large and extra large, and I was going to get extra large, but they didn't have 4 in stock, so I bought 4 large, I think. Anyway, they came and they were beautiful. You know, this one has a lovely shimmery sheen on. Then perhaps, there goes some incense. They're perhaps not as shimmy shiny as the ones I might have picked out for myself, but that's the risk you kind of take when you order tumbles online. But generally speaking, I'm really happy with them. And we're going to talk about the meanings, but for me, I really want to start up a grid, a protection grid of Labradorite. I really want that to be the focus of my next grid, as it turns out. So here's some of the meanings. Highly mystical and protective, a bringer of light, raises consciousness and connects with universal energy, deflects unwanted energies from the aura and prevents leakage of the aura and your energies. It forms a barrier to negative energies shed during therapy, although presumably at any time. It's basically high emotional time, I guess. Facilitates initiation into the mysteries, stimulating intuition, psychic gifts, and helps access your spiritual purpose. Psychologically, it banishes fear and insecurity and the psychic debris from previous disappointments, including past life experiences. Strengthens faith in the self and trust in the universe. It removes other people's projections, including thought forms that have hooked into the aura. Useful for change, imparting strength and perseverance, as well as dispelling any illusions. So Labradorite is following me around. Like yesterday there were like 3 or 4 posts on Labradorite from different places on Facebook, and it's following me around. And finally, this is Labradorite as well, and this is my new baby. I've been carrying it around with me since I bought it. It's almost an arrow, an arrowhead. And you can, oh goodness, it's gone for a walk. You can see the blue shine, look at that. And I have been carrying this around with me. It's absolutely beautiful. I think that's everything. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Yes. Okay, so we've covered a whole range of things today, you know, like all natural herbs or flowers or trees and things like that that have been gifted from nature, and they are completely free and absolutely incredibly beautiful. Then there have been crystals and incenses. There has been a candle. All of these things are from local holistic places that I believe wholeheartedly in supporting. And the thing about everything that I get, as well as sharing meanings with you obviously and telling you how I'm going to be using them, they're all going to be part and parcel of my path. if I don't connect with a crystal, for example, I might re-gift it, or I usually re-gift it. But generally speaking, I mean, I have a little box of crystals, and it does tend to be tumblestones, which aren't too expensive and get used for gridding and all the rest of it, and creating sachets and things of that nature. So that's going to be it for this video. I hope you enjoyed. Many blessings.